As a leader, how do you navigate working with change?
We live in a world that's always changing, so we have to have this mindset that the world is moving and we need to respond to that. And we have a different, if you're in control of the change, if the change is something that we see together and we drive it from our point, it's more easier to get people involved from the beginning and let them be a part of the change and the way we are going to change. So that one's kind of easy. Then you can look at the effect and see what effect do we want from the change, and then move backwards from there and think of what actions do we need to do to get this effect, and what time will it take, and what resources do we need to get this action going. But if the change is something that's coming from elsewhere, when you're not in control of it, or if someone else tells you to make this change, it's more harder to be a leader. In that case, it's important to find out what the fears are among the people of this change. Is it maybe a fear of your competence? Like, do I have the competence to walk through this change? Or maybe it's a fear of my status. What will happen? Am I working in the same area after this change? Or is it something am I going from a leader position to a knowledge worker position? Or is it something in my personal status that I'm afraid of will happen in this change? It could also be I don't know what's going to happen with am I allowed to be here in this team, or am I going to move somewhere, or what is it about? And when the way I'm working with change when it's not in your control is to see these fears and try to meet them as much as possible and talk about them. So that often makes it easier to go through the change. And we respond to change in different ways. And some people they like change and they're on with everything. And some people needs to have their time. And you have to respect that. But sometimes you don't have the time. So in that case, you need to address the fears is, in my experience, a good way of walking through change.
I completely agree. There are some people who love dealing with change, and then others that hate it. Definitely a personal my face. So sometimes I'm really against the idea. I need to believe it myself before I could do it. So no, you're definitely on something there. What's been the biggest challenge that you faced within leadership?
Time and money. No, that is a big challenge. And that is only a matter of prioritization, and prioritization is hard. Then I seek help among the good people that I work with with prioritization. But if we talk about since I work with the people and not the product, it's often mindset and behavior. So since we're in a constant change, if you have this more fixed mindset, that this is it, this is the way it's going to be, or this is the way we've always done it, it's kind of hard because it's difficult to change another person's behavior. You have to make something different to make others respond to your behavior, to make them change their behavior. And I work a lot with mindset and behaviors through the years. And this is also connected to this change. Changing is difficult. That's something that's challenging. And in some way, you need to help people change the mindset from this is the way I'm doing it, and the world needs to adapt, to how can I adapt to the thing that I meet. And the only way of doing that is for me to respond in another way to this person, to ask questions about how their minds work, and try to unlock the things that's stuck in their minds. So, and that's only by asking questions, be curious, and try to find like the key to what's making them stuck. Often, when responding to change, often it's some kind of fear that you don't know what's going to happen with you, and therefore you keep holding tight to your current state. So that's a challenge.
I like that you gave a bit of a solution to it as well. It's really nice to see that you're working on that. And we have a lot of junior leaders who listen to our podcast series. What is one piece of advice you would give to them who are starting out their career as a leader?
This is one thing. Be curious. Be curious. Blah. Hard to say that word today. Ask more questions than you give answers. So you're in a leader today is hopefully surrounded by people who's experts in their areas, in any area. And be curious of their knowledge. And instead of try to give them solutions, ask them how they would solve a problem. And also use your ears more than your mouth. So listen more than talk. As I said, you're surrounded by experts. Listen to them and try to find out what they need to explore and evolve. And that's leadership is not telling people what to do. It's finding the best place for people where they can evolve in their time. And also, not try to take control. Like, feel that you're being in control is good, but don't try to control, because that would only make people do less. So try to find, as I said, in all this is connected. As in the challenges.
Definitely.
Yeah, the challenges. Be curious, ask questions, try to find out how other people will find solutions, and listen.
Thank you so much for those thoughts. I think, they're all fundamental. So thank you so much for sharing them. And if anyone has any questions for Lina, please reach out. I'm sure we can forward them her way. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.